Please subscribe and like for our channel. Thanks very much. Hello, welcome to a new tutorial presented by DASSI SchrDbb. In this tutorial, we're going to see ultrasonography machine. So the different parts of ultrasonography machine are: number one, we have the monitor. Number two, we have the keyboard. Number three, we have the printer. Those are the three major elements inside your ultrasonographic machine. Now, as an introduction, you need to also know the probes of an ultrasonography machine. Now, there are three major probes that exist. This probe is a linear probe, is it clear? But peculiarly called the curvilinear probe that is used for the abdomen. Is it clear? Or it is used, generally is used for the abdomen or deep structures. When you want to visualize deep structures, you use this. Now, the second one is the intracavitary probe. It can be used intraorally. It can be used. This can be used in the case when you want to do a transesophageal echography, or it can also be used intravaginally. Is it clear? For vaginal examination in the case of hysterosalpingography, or it can also be used intraanally, where you can visualize the prostate. Now, here this machine does not have a linear probe that is used to visualize superficial structures like the muscles, the neck, and also the heart layers. So now there are basics that you have to know on ultrasonographic machine. We have this position here, which is called the time gain compensation. Now, the time gain compensation is useful because it helps you to know, visualize, to increase the resolution of from superficial to deep. This is a standard time gain compensation in our institute. Why? Because we are much more visualizing deeper structure than superficial structures. Is it clear? So when you want to visualize more deeper structure than superficial structure, what you do is that you reduce the time gain compensation superficially, and then you gradually increase it as you go deeply. Is it clear? But if you want to go to have a higher resolution superficially than deeply, you're going to increase the time gain compensation and make it diagonal in this direction. Is it clear? The next point is the focus. Is it clear? So the focus helps you to focus the image. As you can see, when I change the focus here, you can visualize the image at different positions here. Is it clear? If I want to visualize superficially, I'll focus superficially here. If I want to focus deep, I'm going to focus deep as such. Are you seeing? So those are the different focus. Now, the next thing is the zoom. Is it clear? So that's the focus. You change the focus. And then the next one is the zoom. For the zoom, you have to know that you can decide to increase the magnitude, or you can decide to decrease the magnitude, is it clear, of the structure you want to visualize. So those are the different things that you have to know. Now, the next point is that you can save and you can print, you can freeze the image. Is it clear? So now let's take an example of an image. So this is an example of an image I've just taken now. Is it clear? So in this image, we can identify this structure here, which is the gallbladder. Is it clear? Let's use the cursor. You can identify this structure here. And this structure is the gallbladder. I understand. This structure beside here is the liver. Is it clear? Now, let's visualize other elements. You need to know that this is the B mode. The B mode is what produces the brightness image. That's the B mode. The M mode is going to help to distinguish. When you want to press on the M mode, it's going to help you to produce a middle line. Is it clear? Now let's visualize caliper. Let's say that I want to measure the volume of these structures. I will say volume. I come to the volume. Is it clear? I press. I say I want a three-dimensional volume. Is it clear? This three-dimensional. Now, for three-dimensional, you can decide to take this one. This is one diameter. And then, in this case, I'm not going to measure the volume, but inside the air. Is it clear? So I'll take this, the diameter. Let's go back. I'll take first this, and then I say it is an ellipse. See, that is an ellipse as such. So it gives me the area of 4.7. It gives me area. The area can be shown here. You have an area of 4.77. Is it clear? That is the area of your gallbladder. Is it clear? Now let's say that I want to now measure the volume of the gallbladder. Now what I will do is that I'll place now dual image. Is it clear? And then the next image I'm going to do it. Is it clear? I unfreeze with a dual image. So this is my probe. I'm doing it on myself so that you can visualize it well. So when you do it like that, I place at the level of the abdomen, I can visualize the gallbladder. And the best way to visualize a structure in the body is to inspire. When you inspire, you see the structure is well visible. Is it clear? And then you expire. So let me just take the image and show you. So now in this case, you can visualize that there are two images. This image is going to be a longitudinal section of the gallbladder, and this image is a transverse section of the gallbladder. Now, in this case, when you have two sections, longitudinal and transverse section, you can caliper and now measure the volume with 3 distances. Is it clear? Measure the volume 3 distances. Now you can say this from here to here. This is where the probe looks. Is it clear? And you have to make sure to note that what this side here, which has this pinpoint, this side which has this pinpoint here, is a marker of this M site here. Is it clear? So this pinpoint here is a marker of this M site. Is it clear? And conventionally in medicine, we always place the right side on this side and the left side on this side. So every time you want to place this probe, always make sure this should be on the right side of your patient and this should be on the left side of the patient. Are you understanding? So now let's measure the volume. So to measure the volume, you take volume, and then this is from the probe eye. Is it clear? This is from the probe eye. That position is starting from the probe eye. So you start from up here, and then this is deeper. Is it clear? So it means that this distance, the distance from here up here to here down here, is going to be the depth. Is it clear? Why the distance from here to here, since this image is a longitudinal section, this image here is a longitudinal section, it means it's going to take the height, the distance from here to here, that second distance is the height. Now here you cannot take this distance again from here to here. Why? Because the distance from here to here is still the depth and it's going to be equivalent to this distance. So in order to measure the volume, you have to take the distance from here to here, because in the transverse section, this distance is going to show you the horizontal diameter of the gallbladder, and you come and visualize the volume here. Is it clear? Take the cursor, you press on cursor. If you want the cursor, you press on cursor here, and you're going to visualize the cursor. You see, that's the volume. The volume of my gallbladder is 17.68 centimeters square. And now in this case, the volume is big as such because I have not eaten. Generally, when you eat, you want to see the gallbladder contract. You can ask somebody to eat, particularly egg or a fatty food. Is it clear? You're going to see the gallbladder is how it's going to constrict, and it can help you to know the diagnosis of an acute cholecystitis, because when the gallbladder constricts, the patient may have pain. Is it clear? So those are the different things that you have to note here. So let's unfreeze and then go back to the B mode. So that's that. Is it clear? Now the next thing, you can measure other different parameters. You can measure the liver, you can measure all the rate and all that. That is with the parameter measure. You have quad. The quad helps you to produce 4 images. You have the dual. The dual helps you to produce 2 images. You have other elements like the patient parameters. You can place the patient parameters and use the keyboard to write the different patient parameters. Is it clear? Now you have the body mark. that you can also use. When you press body mark, there are different body marks that are shown to you. If you are at the level of the abdomen, if you are at the level of the right side of abdomen, all that can show the body mark on your echography. Is it clear? And then those are the different elements. And then lastly, you have the probe. The probe shows you abdomen, gynecology, obstetric, and all that.